corner at the 6th round and say, my hand is hurting. If you look at the tape, I said, man, I don't want to hear that. Fight through it.
Davis, that looked like a submission. You hear me? Let me get this. Check this out. Let me get this. Hold on.
No, you guys calm down. Listen to me.
Okay, hey, come on now.
Tank don't with Coach Cal.
Talk about the
When Tank was walking up, it looked like Coach Cal was about to give him that hug like he always do, and Tank just brushed him off like they hit him. Whoop, excuse me. God.
During the highly anticipated fight against LamontRoach, tensions reached a breaking point when Coach Calvin Ford lost his composure over an on-air argument involving Gervonta Davis. Normally known for his calm and disciplined approach, Ford's unexpected outburst shocked the boxing world. Fans and analysts were left scrambling to understand the heated exchange, which quickly became one of the biggest talking points after the fight. For years,
all the people that say I be spreading false narratives and I don't know what I'm talking about, Tank don't Coach Calvin. Look, check it out.
No, you guys calm down. Listen to me.
And then, look, Tank lost it.
Calvin Ford has been synonymous with Gervonta Davis's rise in boxing. His partnership with Davis, strengthened by longtime associate Kenny Ellis, became the cornerstone of Davis's training regimen. Their bond was often likened to legendary boxer-trainer relationships, blending technical expertise with deep personal loyalty. However, when an unexpected argument erupted during the Roach fight, it was more than just a tactical disagreement. It was a personal...
Seem like Coach Cal on point, so you're not paying Tank no mind. And Tank go over here, he go to this nigga, and watch this he do. He gonna lift his jacket up, and like, our conversation is a secret, I don't want him to hear it. Type. Like, yo, what's up with Coach Cal and Tank? They really don't with each other? Like, what? And he brush him off again, like, don't touch me type. Like, you see that?
Matter that struck at the core of their long-standing connection. According to multiple sources and leaked audio clips circulating on social media, the incident unfolded in the high-pressure atmosphere of the fight. As Gervonta Davis voiced his frustrations and questioned decisions mid-action, Coach Calvin Ford lost his usual composure. His reaction was raw, a mix of disbelief and frustration, as he scolded Davis for what he saw as a lack of focus and discipline. While the exact words exchanged remain a topic of debate.
How he telling the person that taught him how to box who he should be listening to? Tank done lost it. The money, all that went to his head. Twitter done went to his head. He lost it. He's gone, bro. I'm telling you.
No, you guys calm down. Listen to me.
Most agree that Ford's response was firm, reinforcing his belief that a true champion must maintain emotional control even in the most intense moments. Clips of Ford's outburst quickly went viral, dividing fans into two camps: those who support his no-nonsense coaching style, and those who sympathize with the immense pressure Davis faces in high-stakes bouts. Analysts argue that moments like these, while controversial, expose the raw intensity of boxing. Some view Ford's reaction as a necessary wake-up call, while others worry it could disrupt Davis's corner dynamics. In follow-up interviews, Ford clarified that his absence from Davis's corner during the Roach fight was not a permanent split. Instead, he hinted at a temporary shift in roles, assuring fans that their training structure remains intact and that Davis is still part of his boxing family. 6 weeks before the LamontRoach fight, Davis stated, "I got Calvin tatted on me. Calvin ain't going nowhere. Calvin is Pops. He ain't going anywhere." Yet, to everyone's surprise, Ford was absent from Davis's corner for this fight. The 30-year-old may have paid the price, recording the first non-victory of his career. Davis had expected Ford's presence on March 1st, but the seasoned coach had his reasons for stepping away. For years, fans have known the trio of Calvin Ford, Kenny Ellis, and Davis as a legendary partnership, much like Mike Tyson and Cus D'Amato or Canelo Alvarez and Eddie Reynoso. The bond between Davis, Ford, and Ellis became a staple in boxing, a relationship fans relied on. But with Ford's unexpected absence, questions arose about what the future holds for this once unshakable corner. Hunter stepped into Davis's corner instead, a sight fans hadn't anticipated. The reason behind the shakeup remains unclear, but in a conversation with Fight Hub TV, Coach Calvin Ford provided some insight. Davis headlined his second PBC Amazon Prime Video pay-per-view event, while the Barclays Center featured a packed lineup of electrifying bouts, including 2 thrilling light welterweight title fights. Ford stated, "I'm still part of it, just from a different perspective." Like many others, he eagerly awaited the intense showdown and was curious to see how Davis's training translated in the ring. With Davis hailing from Baltimore and Roach from DC, Ford reflected on their frequent sparring sessions and admired Roach's relentless work ethic. He viewed the fight as a significant opportunity for Davis. However, Ford downplayed any rumors of a rift, stating, "We ain't changed up anything." He emphasized that his absence was temporary and that their core training remained the same. A reporter clarified that there was no suggestion of a falling out between Ford and Davis. Instead, the real question was whether this brief separation would strengthen their bond, similar to how time apart can deepen family relationships. Ford explained, "He came to see me and said, 'Slow down. I'm worrying about you.' Because, boom, he knows I spend time with my amateurs. Both of y'all know me very well. I spend time with my amateurs all the time. That's my piece." Even though Ford wasn't directly overseeing Davis's training, knowing his fighter was still putting in the work reassured him. The time apart seemed to foster a greater appreciation for each other, and when Ford returned to the gym, he could tell that Davis had missed him just as much as he had missed Davis. Barry Hunter also reassured fans, stating, "Calvin will be there. Coach Barry will be there. Coach Boogie will be there. And Kenny will be there as well." While Ford and Ellis weren't in Davis's corner for this fight, Hunter emphasized that Davis still had strong coaching support. He pointed out that adjustments in Davis's corner had happened before, downplaying the significance of the change. Having known Davis since his amateur days, Hunter reinforced that the team operates like a family. He also criticized social media for spreading misinformation, urging people not to jump to conclusions without knowing the full story. Supporters can take comfort in the fact that this change appears temporary, with the possibility of returning to the previous setup in Davis's next fight. However, this explosive incident is a reminder that even the most successful teams experience internal friction. For Davis, it could serve as a moment of reflection to ensure his passion doesn't negatively impact his performance. For Ford, it is an opportunity to reaffirm his authority and commitment to the discipline that has fueled Davis's success. In the high-stakes world of professional boxing, moments like these are as unpredictable as they are inevitable. Ford's fiery reaction wasn't just about this one incident. It underscored the razor-thin line between victory and defeat. Whether this leads to long-term changes in Davis's approach or remains a brief episode in an otherwise stellar career remains to be seen. One thing is certain: the passion, loyalty, and occasional volatility behind the scenes continue to fuel the drama that makes boxing one of the world's most captivating sports. During his fight with LamontRoach, Gervonta Davis took a knee, but the referee did not count it as a knockdown, allowing Davis to use a towel to wipe his eyes. The match ended in a majority draw, with 2 judges scoring it 114 to 114, and the third slightly favoring Davis at 115 to 113. A single knockdown by Roach.
Roger never got trainer of the year when Floyd was fighter of the year. Yeah. His dad never got trainer of the year. So, I've been openly expressing that, and I think it's time that Calvin gets his.
Could have changed the outcome, possibly securing him the victory if all other factors had remained the same. The commission stood by the referee's in-ring decision, citing a technical issue that prevented instant replay within the standard review time. Davis later explained that he voluntarily took a knee because oil from his hair was dripping into his eyes. While the commission did not suggest overturning the result, it assured efforts to prevent future technical failures that could delay ringside replay access for officials. Despite the hard-fought draw, Davis retained his WBA lightweight title. However, the result immediately sparked demands for a rematch against Roach, the WBA super featherweight champion, who had exceeded expectations from the opening bell. Roach representatives have since sent a legal notice to the New York State Athletic Commission, NYSAC, requesting the majority draw be reversed. They argue that the knockdown should have been acknowledged and that Davis risked disqualification when his trainer, Calvin Ford, stepped onto the ring apron to wipe his face moments after he took a knee. Roach's attorney, Greg Smith, formally appealed to the NYSAC, urging them to declare Roach the rightful winner. A portion of the letter read, "Mr. Davis's actions, turning away mid-round, walking to his corner, and partially exiting the ring, clearly indicated that he had retired or quit the match." The letter further stated, "Mr. Roach believes the commission will agree with the millions who watched the fight and recognized him as the true winner, whether by TKO due to Mr. Davis removing himself from the bout, disqualification for carrying an illegal irritant into the ring, or by adjusting the scores to reflect the knockdown. Meanwhile, the ring confirmed that WBA President Gilberto Mendoza intends to push for a Davis vs. Roach rematch. Both fighters have already expressed their eagerness for a second fight on social media, signaling their readiness to settle the controversy once and for all. At the same time, Davis's team has reportedly contacted Top Rank to discuss a potential matchup with Vasily Lomachenko later this year. However, with the unresolved rivalry between Davis and Roach, all signs point to a rematch taking priority. The disputed outcome has only intensified demand for a definitive conclusion between the two fighters. The controversy surrounding the fight is far from over. Roach's legal team argues that Calvin Ford, Gervonta Davis's trainer, violated regulations by wiping Davis's face, an action that could have led to disqualification.
Didn't get what the decision I want, but we didn't get a loss either, so I felt like I won it, the last couple rounds, so it's cool. Lamont is a great fighter. Hopefully I can get that rematch because I know what I can do in a fight, but it's cool.
Roach's attorney further contends that if referee Steve Willis had acknowledged the knockdown, Roach would have won by decision. Whether this claim will persuade the New York State Athletic Commission, NYSAC, to overturn the result remains uncertain. Both fighters have expressed interest in a rematch, but the timeline remains unclear. However, the bigger debate in the boxing world is how Davis's knee should be interpreted. Adding fuel to the fire, Davis and George Kambosos Jr. have exchanged heated words online, making their animosity clear. When controversy erupted over Davis's fight, Kambosos